Hello and welcome to the video on regression analysis. In this video, I'll teach you the basics of regression and I'll also tell you about some important terms that we use very oftenly in the world of regression in machine learning. So, regression analysis in machine learning. Regression analysis is a statistical method to model the relationship between a dependent or a target variable and an independent or the predictor variables with one or more independent variable. More specifically, regression analysis helps us to understand how the value of the dependent variable is changing corresponding to an independent variable when other independent variables are held fixed. It predicts continuous real values such as temperature, age, salary, price, and etc. So, whenever we are talking about regression, we will be talking about continuous values like temperature, salary, etc. etc. Now, let us understand with the help of this example. Suppose there is a marketing company who does various advertisements every year and gets sales on that. The below list shows the advertisement made by the company in the last 5 years and the corresponding sales. So here we have 5 advertisements. So advertisement 1 $90 and sale was $1,000. Advertisement 2 is $120 and the sale is $1,300 and so on. Now the company wants to know or to do the advertisement of $200 in the year 2019. In this year the company wants to do the advertisement of with the budget of $200 and wants to know the prediction about the sales of this year. So this we want to find. So to solve such type of prediction problems in machine learning, we use this regression analysis. So what we'll do, we'll train the model based on this entire data, and finally this data will be given as the input to the model at the time of prediction. So based on the patterns extracted from these data points during the training phase, the model will predict the sale value for this particular entry. I hope regression is very clear. Now some important terminologies related to regression analysis. Before deep diving into different regression algorithms that we're going to study in the course, you should be very clear with all these terminologies. So first one is a dependent variable. The main factor in regression analysis which we want to predict or understand is called a dependent variable or the target variable. So for this example, the sale will be our dependent or a target variable. Independent variable, the factors which affect the dependent variables on which are used to predict the values of dependent variable are called independent variables or the predicted. So the value of sale depends on the budget of the advertisement. So this will be the independent variable. The value of sale will depend on this one. So this will be dependent and this will be independent variable, or this is also known as the predictor. Now outliers. Outlier is an observation which contains either very low value or very high value in comparison to other observed values. Let's say in this example we have a entry with a budget of $1,000 and sales of only $20. So that will be considered as the outlier, because the value is either very low or very high compared to the other observed values. So the point should be noted that an outlier may hamper the result, so outliers should be avoided. Now multicollinearity. If the independent variables are not highly correlated with each other than other variables, then such condition is called multicollinearity. It should be not present in the dataset because it creates a problem while ranking the most affecting variable. So due to this, you won't be able to find the most affecting variable or the variable that affects the target variable the most. Now underfitting and overfitting. If our algorithm works very well on the training dataset but does not perform well on the test, so when you're training the model, it is working very well, but at the time of testing you are not getting the desired output, then such problem is called overfitting. And if our algorithm does not perform well even during the training dataset, and such problem is called underfitting. So these were some important terms. Now these are some of the important regression algorithms that we're going to see in the course: linear regression, SVM, decision tree, random forest. So these are some types of regression algorithms. So I hope you are very clear with the basics of regression. Now let me introduce you to a concept of linear regression. So linear regression is a statistical regression method that is used for predictive analysis. It is one of the very simple and easy algorithm which works on regression and shows the relationship between continuous variables. So Linear regression shows the linear relationship between independent variable x and dependent variable y-axis. So we will plot the independent variable on our x-axis and dependent variable will be on the y-axis, and we'll try to establish a linear relationship. Hence it is called a linear regression. If there is only one input variable x, then such linear regression is called simple linear regression. And if there are more than one input variables, then such regression will be called multilinear regression. So when we have more than one features on which the value of the target variable depends, then it is called multilinear regression. So the relationship between variables in the linear regression can be explained using the below image, and here we are predicting the salary of an employee based on the year of experience. So with the help of this image, the linear regression will be very clear to you. So on the y-axis, we are trying to predict the salary, and we are trying to predict the salary based on the experience of that particular employee. So these are all the data points. So the employee with the experience of 2 years is having a salary of around 35,000. The employee with an experience of, let's say, 5.5 years is having the salary of about 50,000. So based on the trend that we are identifying from the given data points, we will try to establish a linear relationship. And let's say a new employee comes to us with the experience of around 9 years. So we'll plot that employee in the experience of around 9 years over here, and we'll say the salary will be around $110,000. So this is how linear regression works. We are basically trying to draw a simple equation of a straight line. Y is equals to ax plus b. So y will be a dependent or the target variable on the y-axis, and x will be our independent variables. A and b are basically the coefficients. This is very similar to the equation y is equals to mx plus c that you studied in the coordinate geometry in your high school mathematics. So if you are clear with that concept, linear regression will be very easy for you. So I hope you are clear with all the concepts that are discussed in this video. Thank you. Now let's move to the next video.